Um, Good day. My name is Unathi Nyoni, and I'm the current and 30th child president of the Republic of Zimbabwe. So today we had a meeting for the Youth People's Network or Young People's Network on sexual reproductive health, HIV and AIDS. And it was a very comprehensive meeting dwelling around the issues of SRI-HR in Zimbabwe to address the disparities that exist, to address the efforts that have been made to make sure that we can have quality SRIH services within the country of Zimbabwe. So my key takeaways are that particularly the issues that surround SRIH are on access to the services themselves, right? And we have to make sure that people understand that when we refer to SRIHR, we're not only referring to the ideas of contraceptives, but also referring to the dissemination of information about sexual health in and of itself, so that we do not have a misconception. We are not advocating for contraceptives only. We do not have a limited scope, but we would rather have a collective scope of saying that people have the right to access that information and have the right to access the contraceptives, right? So, as an individual, I'm one person who advocates for access. I think access is the most important and is key to dealing with issues of HIV and AIDS and reaching the targets that we have as a country in terms of reducing HIV and AIDS. So, my key takeaways from the discussion, the comprehensive discussion that we had today, would probably be along the line of the intersectionality of cross-cutting issues in relation to sexual reproductive health and rights, right? To say that issues like climate change, we needed to establish an idea of how climate change in itself has a linkage to SRIHR issues. And we established that there is increased vulnerability in the effects that climate change has on our society. And resolutions were tabled to say that we, as the Young People's Network for Sexual Reproductive Health, HIV and AIDS, should table solutions towards alleviating climate change in and of itself. But we also address issues on drug and substance abuse, child marriages, identifying that issues that have to do with people's rights and child protection therefore have a trickle down effect to child marriages. We think that the fact that people do not have information or do not have the access of information that they have the right to then limits their understanding of sexual health in and of itself and may lead to instances of malpractices. So, as a junior parliament, the junior parliament and the government that I represent, we live under and we adopted the theme of eliminating harmful practices affecting children. And we particularly look into progress in policy since 2013. So, we're saying that sexual reproductive health rights are something that are detrimental to us as a government reaching the targets that we have, which are eliminating harmful practices affecting children. And therefore, access is something that is prominent and something that must be awarded to each and every individual in the country.